And gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of 6 for 6, the final episode of season 4, ladies and gentlemen. It has been the highs to the lows, but we are finally at the end of season 4. We had some great monumental occasions of getting 2 correct picks for 6 for 6 in this season. So it's very phenomenal what we've been through, but it is wrapping up on the 21st episode of season 4, January 2026. So we're going to get that rolling show on the road after the college football quarterfinals, rolling into the semis, and all that great stuff that we got coming up. All the stats will be revealed in season 5, episode 1. So we are looking good for that front. But last week's episode, ladies and gentlemen, we went 4-2, very good across the board. Very happy with our overall picks and corrections that we made, and it's hopefully that gets us closer to our record of getting another 6 for 6. That improves our record, ladies and gentlemen, for season 4 to 74, 44. Like that, hopefully we can get 6 correct picks to round out to 80 and to cap off season 4. Without further ado, we are going straight into the games, straight into our picks. We got the 4 quarterfinal games and then 2 at-large bowls that we think should be an interesting to watch. For example, in our 6th slot, Iowa 23 versus Vanderbilt number 14 in the Request Bowl, Quest Bowl, New Year's Eve, noon Eastern Time, 9 a.m. Pacific Time on ESPN, ladies and gentlemen. Iowa's, but their offense tends to struggle. Vanderbilt, great season in the SEC, great campaign across the board, and they had the energy, they had the discipline to do something great and cap off a great season that they have, being 10-2. I don't think Iowa's going to hang around, even though their defense is going to create some problems for Vanderbilt, but I think Vanderbilt's going to get the nice victory and take care of business. So you can catch Iowa, Vanderbilt, New Year's Eve, noon Eastern Time, 9 a.m. Pacific Time on ESPN, and I have Vanderbilt winning this matchup. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, as I try to make a quick correction to my script, we have our 5th slot, ladies and gentlemen. Michigan, number 18 versus Texas, number 23. The Cheez-It Citrus Bowl, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, noon Pacific Time on ABC, ladies and gentlemen. Michigan just got the new head coach. Maybe the intro, like Michigan just wants to wrap up the season, be done with. But they can have, a 10-3 season, same with Texas. But Texas, I think, is just a better physical football team. But again, we have players who tend to opt out a lot of these bowl games, makes it very difficult to make these picks. But I think Texas just has a more complete football team and really to make a statement and winning in the Citrus Bowl over Michigan in this one. So I like them on New Year's Eve, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, noon Pacific Time on ABC, and give me Texas on this one. And now we're getting into the quarterfinals. In the number 3, Georgia in the Sugar Bowl, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time on ESPN on New Year's Day. This is going to be an electric one, but Georgia's defense and offense will put Ole Miss at bay. Without their head coach, I think this is going to be a runaway for Georgia. And even though they took care of Tulane, Ole Miss 41-10, I just think Georgia is just going to be physical, dominant, and bully Ole Miss around. So give me Georgia to win the Sugar Bowl on New Year's Day, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time on ESPN. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, in the 3rd slot, the Rose Bowl, the granddaddy of them all. Can number 1 Indiana hold on, or will the tide keep on rolling and destroy the hopes and dreams of Indiana? Indiana has had an impressive season, knocking off Oregon on the road in Eugene, winning by 10 points, beating Penn State with the 2-minute drive, beating Ohio State by 3 points in the Big Ten championship game. The odds are in their favor to knock off number 9 Alabama. They had the schedule against the teams that are playoff caliber teams. They have the heart. They have the resilience. Can they go the extra mile to reach the semifinals? It's not going to be easy. The lights will be big in Pasadena, and they have to defend Big Ten pride against the SEC. Alabama remembers the last time they were at the Rose Bowl. They got beat by Michigan in the semifinals with Nick Saban's last year. Heartbreaking for the Tide. Some of these gentlemen were a part of that team when Michigan did that to them. But now they have a shot back in Pasadena to redeem those redeem those players that were all part of that Alabama team. All going to be critical in the Rose Bowl. Definitely electric, but it's going to be a close one. I think Indiana gets a field goal or wins by one possession. That's how close this game's going to be. Even though Alabama is going to be fierce, physical, and try to create turnovers. And if they do, Indiana is going to be in for a rude awakening. Indiana has to play mistake-free football. And if they do that and capitalize on the turnover, out with a beautiful rose in their mouth in Pasadena. You can catch number 9 Alabama versus number 1 Indiana, Rose Bowl, New Year's Day, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Pacific Time on ESPN. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, the number 2 slot, we got Oregon, number 5 versus Texas Tech, number 4 in the Orange Bowl, New Year's Day, noon Eastern Time, 9 a.m. Pacific Time on ESPN, ladies and gentlemen. Oregon took care of JMU, but they let them score 34 points. So Oregon's defense and offense are a little bit worrisome for the most part, but Texas Tech has been complete all year round, shutting teams down. But can they shut down the Ducks' high-powered offense when it starts to fly high? If Texas Tech can do that, they can walk out with the victory. But I think Oregon's going to find a way to be more physical since their only losses to the number 1 team in the country and lost by 10. So it's definitely going to be an interesting one. And I think they're going to find a way to beat Texas Tech and probably another close one. And this one, ladies and gentlemen, you can get Oregon, Texas Tech, Orange Bowl, noon Eastern Time, 9 a.m. Pacific Time on ESPN. And I have Oregon winning this matchup. Let's do a quick recap before we reveal the game of the week. And the 6th slot, ladies and gentlemen, we have Iowa, number 23 in the nation, versus Vanderbilt, number 14, and the Rela Quest Bowl, New Year's Eve, noon Eastern Time, 9 a.m. Pacific Time on ESPN. And I have Vanderbilt, ladies and gentlemen. We have Michigan versus number 18 versus number 13, Texas, the Cheez-Its Bowl, New Year's Eve, Citrus Bowl, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, noon Pacific Time on ABC, and I have Texas winning this matchup. And the 4th slot, ladies and gentlemen, we got Ole Miss, number 6 in the nation, versus Georgia, who's number 3 in the nation. Sugar Bowl, New Year's Day, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time on ESPN, and I have Georgia winning this matchup. And the 3rd slot, ladies and gentlemen, we have number 9, Alabama versus Bowl, New Year's Day, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Pacific Time on ESPN, and have Indiana winning this matchup. And the 4th, in the 2 slot, ladies and gentlemen, we have, I will say, number 5, Oregon versus Texas Tech, number 4, in the Orange Bowl, noon Eastern Time, 9 a.m. Pacific Time on ESPN, and I have Oregon winning this matchup. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, the game of the week is the Cotton Bowl on New Year's Eve. Saturday on the 31st of December, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 4:30 p.m. Pacific Time on ESPN. You have Miami, who's the 10th seed, versus Ohio. Ohio State's defense will be there to shut down Miami's offense. But will Miami's defense stall Ohio State's offense? It should be a good one, but I don't think Miami's offense is going to really produce a lot of points in this one, even though they held a high-powered offense like Texas A&M to only 3 points, but there was high winds and all that stuff, which really shut down Texas A&M. I think this is going to be another physical matchup, and if Miami comes out to be physical against Ohio State, we are going to be having a great Cotton Bowl on New Year's Eve. And I think Ohio State gets away with this one, escapes the jaws of defeat, but next week if they have to, when they play Georgia, unless Ole Miss stuns them, Ohio State has to be able to be physical, and this is a great test of going up against a physical Miami team that can actually, get them riled up and try to make a great game out of it. Indiana didn't. Ohio State's going to be lurking for a chance to show the world that Indiana's a good football team, but we're better, and we're going to bounce back from it and show the country how good Ohio State is. And that's how that Cotton Bowl is going to end up running itself out. It's not going to be soft as cotton is. It's going to be hard-nosed, fast football at its finest. You can catch number 10, Miami, versus number 2, Ohio State, Cotton Bowl, New Year's Eve, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 4:30 p.m. Pacific Time on ESPN. And I have the Buckeyes winning this one. let's do the quarterfinals of college football and the 2 other New Year's Six games, as well as other New Year's Six games that are happening on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. And the 6th slot, ladies and gentlemen, we have Iowa, number 23 in the nation, versus Vanderbilt, number 14, and the Rela Quest Bowl, noon Eastern time, 9 a.m. Pacific time on ESPN, and I have Vanderbilt winning it. And the 5th slot, ladies and gentlemen, we have Michigan, number 18 in the nation, versus Texas, number 13, New Year's Eve, Cheez-It Bowl, Citrus Bowl, 3 p.m. Eastern time, on noon Eastern time, and I have Texas winning it. In the 4th slot, Ole Miss, number 6 in the nation, versus Georgia, who's the 3rd seed in the college football playoffs. Sugar Bowl, New Year's Day, 8 p.m. Eastern time, 5 p.m. Pacific time on ESPN, and I have Georgia winning it. In the 3rd slot, ladies and gentlemen, we have number 9, the 9th seed Alabama versus the number 1 seed Indiana, Rose Bowl, New Year's Day, 4 p.m. Eastern time, 1 p.m. Pacific time on ESPN, and I have Indiana winning this matchup. And the 2 slot, ladies and gentlemen, we have Oregon, who's the 5th seed, versus Texas, New Year's Day, noon Eastern time, 9 a.m. Pacific time on ESPN. And I have Oregon winning this matchup. And without further ado, the game of the week, ladies and gentlemen, number 10, Miami versus number 2, Ohio State, Cotton Bowl, New Year's Eve, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, 4:30 p.m. Pacific time on ESPN, and I have the Buckeyes winning this matchup. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, this is the final episode of season 4 of 6 for 6. Our last episode was 4-2, which improves our record to 44-1. Very good stuff across the year for 6 for 6, and I can't wait to reveal season 5 and getting all our predictions and the excitement for what we got coming up in season 5 in 2026. Everyone have a safe and happy new year, and we'll catch you on the other side once the ball drops. Take care, and we'll catch you next time. So long for now. Bye-bye.